So it is not rational. Faith is not rational, according to Soren Kierkegaard. It is absurd. He agrees that faith is not rational. But if you want to enter the sphere of religion, which very few people can enter, you have to enter through transgression of ethical. That's what agoris do when they sit in the cremation ground. That's not ethical thing to do. That's absurd. Why would you sit in the cremation ground? Why would you see? Why you want to see the people burning? Absurd. But that's how you enter in the sphere of religion. It's not rational. It cannot be justified through rationality, the sphere of religion. But only in the sphere of religion, the individual relates to the absolute, not through universal, not through society. You see, in aesthetic sphere, individual relates to the absolute through the sensual pleasure of his own egoism. In the sphere of ethics, the individual relates to the absolute with society, through universality. He engages with absolute. But on the sphere of religion, now individual is relating with the absolute absolutely. Let me give you one more example. If you have read the book of Dostoevsky called Brother Karamazov, I don't mind if you haven't read the book. Let me just give you the anecdote. That Jesus Christ comes back in that story, and he has dialogue with this Grand Inquisitor, and Jesus Christ says that I freed you years ago. Why you people are still suffering, and why you all people are still in slavery? And the actual person he is having dialogue with is actually the slave owner, is actually the master, and he argues brilliantly with profound rationality. He says that you, Jesus Christ, you think that people can handle your freedom. Your freedom is so radical. People are not existentially powerful enough to sustain that freedom. Your message is too powerful. People are too timid. They don't want freedom. They want to be slaves. They like to be slaves. So we give them meaning. We give them bread. We keep them alive. And that's all they want. They don't want radical freedom. What you are asking for them, what you are asking from them, Jesus, is absurd. What you are asking is very, 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 very difficult. And people don't want that. People don't want that cosmic responsibility on their shoulder. They cannot do it. Mr. Jesus Christ, you better get out of here. You are not needed anymore. We are the shepherds of the sheep. Sheep, which are people who are happily slaving because they like to be slave. And Jesus hears this argument in the novel Brother Karamazov, and Jesus just kisses that guy on the forehead. He doesn't argue back. He doesn't give rational answer to the rational argument. He just kisses the guy on the forehead, smiles at him, and leaves. Now this is the act of absurdity. You see what I mean by the sphere of religion? The sphere of religion is absurd. It's not rational. It's not justifiable. It's not moral. It is absurd. Nothing more can be said about it. Why Buddha went out of his palace and did what he did, why Abraham killed the son, and why Jesus didn't argue back, we don't know. There are two stages in the sphere of religion. We will discuss about these two religious spheres and the two stages of the religious sphere in the next video. Right now, let me just summarize. Human being is trying to relate with the absolute. When you try to relate with the absolute in the sphere of aesthetics, you try to relate with absolute unknowingly with seeking pleasure, with hedonism. This hedonistic life is meaningless and empty, so he grows himself into the life of ethical life is more meaningful, but there is only burden and no freedom. There is only responsibility and no bliss. There is only morality and no absolute. There is only universality on the horizontal level, but there is no transcendent on the vertical level. So finally, by the virtue of the absurd, if the good moment comes in the lives of the ethical person, he will enter in the sphere of religion. And when he is entering in the sphere of religion, what he is declaring is the one person is more important than the entire society. The soul of one person is more valuable than the entire society. It is not reasonable, it is not rational, it is not logical, it is not moral, it is absurd. The Kierkegaard says, yes, it is absurd, but that is what religious life actually is. There are 2 stages in religious life. We will discuss that in different video. Right now, just by the virtue of the absurd, I end this video.